Hey, what's up? It's Valar. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Thank you so much for checking out the video. So, I'm actually going to do a top 10 legendary list today, and it's completely subjective, just my opinion. And I'm just doing it for fun, but it's going to be a top 10 legendary list. We'll go through each legendary and just review them. I don't have all these ones, so some of them are like on my wish list type of thing, but they are all, in my opinion, top 10 non-void legendaries. And at the end of this video, so tune in all the way to the end, I'm going to do the comment picker for the shard poll for the 540 gems for 5 winners. This video will come out Monday. So the winners of these, I'll notify Plarium. You're going to get your gems sometime on Monday. You may even have them already by the time the video comes out. So we'll do the random comment pick at the end. As soon as I get the codes, I send it to Plarium. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and actually get into it. I went through Index, and I'm going to go through sort of Index again, but it's only 10 of them. Bannerlords doesn't have any. High Elves has one that I would consider top. Again, this is non-void, so we're not taking into account any void champions right now. I'm probably going to do a separate one for that. The number one, in my opinion, non-void is actually Lysandra, who I do not have, and is absolutely one that I want to have. And she's amazing. She's got a 1-hit her, but what it does is it transfers all debuffs from her to the target. So it self-cleanses and then transfers all those debuffs on the target. And then a 1-hitter, but fully depletes the target's turn meter on a 3-turn cooldown, which is really just such a clutch ability. And then an increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns, fills the turn meter of all allies by 30%, and decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 30%, and ally speed in all battles by 24%. She is an absolute beast in Arena, in Fire Knight, in Dragon. I wouldn't use her in Dragon, really, though, just because she's negative affinity at the end, but Spider. Clan Boss, I'm not really sure why people would use her there, but everywhere except for Clan Boss, and probably except for Dragon. I mean, Golem, I'd use her. I would use her everywhere. She could be useful in Dragon. She's just the wrong affinity. But she is definitely in my top 10 legendaries. And the only one that makes it from High Elves that is a non-void. Sacred Order. It's another one I don't have, actually. It is Martyr. So Martyr is one of the best in the game. I couldn't get her. They had some 10x with a double Sacred recently for her, I want to say. I did not get her. I think I got Black Knight or somebody that weekend. Anyway, 45% chance of doing decreased defense, which you can book up to, what is that? There's 75% chance to do decreased defense on the A1. Increased defense and counterattack on all allies, including yourself, for 3 turns. That is amazing. AoE decrease attack plus a provoke. So on a 4-turn cooldown, and ally defense in all battles by 33%. It's pretty much everywhere in the game that she's useful. She is absolutely game-changing. Again, the only place I wouldn't necessarily use her is like Dragon, just because of the negative affinity. But everywhere else, I would absolutely use her. I mean, you look at the ratings there, and I'd have to agree. Like, even Dragon, I'd probably try to bring her in anyway with the utility on the counterattack. But she's useful everywhere. He's an absolute game changer. I sort of was contemplating an honorable mention. He's not in my top 10, but Roshkard. But really, Roshkard only really has one magic pony. He's sort of a one-trick pony with the block damage. He does have some convenient block cooldown stuff and block buffs, and then removing one buff. But I wouldn't consider him top 10 still, even with that. And maybe that's a little controversial, but he's still good. He's just not top 10, in my opinion. And obviously, we have Martyr, and then so far I don't have any of these, actually. The first 3 I have 0 of. Valkyrie, and I can't get her ever. I've been chasing her, these ones, forever. I'm actually done chasing legendaries. If I get them, great. If not, no big deal. 2-hitter decreases turn meter by 10% on each hit if the target has any buffs. AoE that does this amazing shield and a counterattack. Value of the shield is proportional to her defense on a 3-turn cooldown, which the shield goes up big time when you book it. So it is a humongous shield, actually. And then turn meter will be increased by 10% each time an enemy champion places a buff. So enemy champions will have their turn meter decreased by 10% for each buff they receive, and defense and faction crypts. Her aura's meh. But she's just amazing everywhere as well. Similar theme there. I would bring Valkyrie in pretty much everywhere, actually. If I had. Excuse me. And then let Ogren tribes. I could argue that Big In and Ignatius should be in the top 10, but I felt like they weren't quite top 10. They're really good. But anyway, Lizardmen. Dracomorph is obviously, he's probably the #1 champion in the game. Maybe number 2 or 3. He's definitely a top 3 champion, I have to say, because he's just an absolute beast game changer. Weaken, decreased defense on a 3-turn cooldown. 4 poisons at once that last for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. And then this ability that actually does more surplus damage based off debuffs on the target. And accuracy and faction crypts. He is just amazing. The only thing about him is because he's attack-based, he is a little bit squishy. But other than that, he's actually just, I mean, that's the only negative I could say about him, actually. The only one. And I actually put this guy in the top 10. So in my opinion, Rosin is an absolute beast pretty much everywhere in the game, actually. And he's a fusion. He's got a 3-hitter on his A1 with a small chance of removing a buff. He's got this here that does the decreased defense and weaken on a 3-turn cooldown. He's an absolute beast for Clan Boss where you can do the decreased defense and weaken. He has a 3-hitter you can put proc Giant Slayers on. And he has an AoE that decreases turn meter by 100% on a 6-turn cooldown, and ally resist in arena battles by 90. Only places I might not use him are Ice Golem and potentially Spider, although he's a good negative affinity tank. The problem is you're not really going to land this that much if that's what you were using him for. He's just kind of going to be your like meat shield, I guess, if you use him in Spider. He's not the most reliable decreased defense. I tried him for a while. But anyway, I do believe Rosin's a top 10. And I like him better than some of the other heroes out there. I still use him to this day in many places in the game. And I think he's one of the best legendaries in this game. Now we're going to go all the way down. Skinwalkers have none, no non-voids. Orcs have none, no non-voids. Demon Spawn have 2, actually, that I picked. I could have argued to pick a little bit more, but some of them don't have utility outside of just a couple areas. So what I wanted to pick was people that had more utility kind of everywhere. Prince Kymar, in my opinion, is top 10. He made me top 5. And I know Prince Kymar was one of... He's probably that first top 10 legendary I pulled. He is the first top 10 of these that I pulled. But his AoE that places poison if the attack crits. AoE removes all buffs and places a sleep on a 3-turn cooldown. And then resets everyone's abilities and fills their turn meter by 20%. And then he also has ally speed in the arena by 30. So he is just an absolutely amazing kit. And nobody else in the game does what he does, actually. Nobody else resets everybody's cooldowns so that you can reuse them again the next turn. This guy is an absolute beast. I used him in speed runs in Dragon. He's just amazing. You could use him in Clan Boss. That's probably the one place I wouldn't use him, even though he does have a poison. But these 2 abilities wouldn't do much there. But Arena, he's amazing. Prince Kymar, again, a top 10. I really love Prince Kymar. I guess maybe another thing, even though, you know, I guess you can stack the HP. His HP is actually pretty good. He actually has pretty good stats, too. So not much to complain about with Prince Kymar. And the other one that I chose, another one I do not have, is Duchess Lilitu. So she's got a shield on her A1. And then also on her A2 does increase attack, block debuffs on all allies, and places perfect veil on all allies. Revives all allies with 70% HP. Places veil on all allies. Continuous heal on a 4-turn cooldown. Decreases damage taken by all allies from AoE attacks by 25%, 15% for bosses. Ally speed in all battles by 19%. So the amazing utility of her is just absolutely insane. I would love to get her. I do not have her, but it is what it is. Another one that this weekend I chased, but unfortunately I could not get. I didn't really chase him too hard. I only had 34 shards, and I didn't get any shard packs or any of that stuff. So, Bad El Khazar. Bad El is just amazing. AoE that does a heal, and then debuff cleanse, continuous heal, and then not only does it do a debuff cleanse, but it actually does both cleansing and debuffing in the same ability. So it cleanses and then places 2 poisons on all enemies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. And allies under poisons inflict 20% more damage. And there's a crit rate aura, that doesn't really matter. And then the other one I do have, this guy is absolutely insane and he's fun. Mashaled. Mashaled is just sick, the utility he provides now. He can solo Ice Golem. I use him to solo Minotaur. He has a one hitter that heals by 30% of the damage and will then attack enemies under leech debuffs. So if you actually get this thing on a 3-turn cooldown, it's going to put an increased speed, an increased crit damage on all allies, plus a true fear and a leech on all enemies on a 3-turn cooldown, which is amazing. And then he gets an extra turn. So you can literally pop this up, do all the buffing and the debuffing. Again, it's a buff and debuff thing. And then one hit, but it's actually technically an AoE if everyone winds up having a leech. Like it places hits on everyone with a leech. And then it has a one hitter with an 80% chance of stealing all buffs, which you can buff to 100%. This is heal reduction, continuous heal buff on this champion. Damage increases by 50%, targets with no buffs. You could pretty much use this guy anywhere, like literally anywhere. Spider, okay, that may be the one place in Clan Boss. But Clan Boss, he's actually pretty good with the leech, actually. So if you wanted to run a no lifesteal team, you want to run leech, I think he's actually a pretty decent choice. Fire Knight, I don't know. I kind of want to try him on Fire Knight. I guess I haven't really tried him there. But I use him mainly in Arena. I use him in some other dungeons like Golem, like Minotaur. And he is just sick, actually. He's sick good. I consider him top 10. He went from 0 to hero. Now, the last one that because I only chose 10, none are from dwarves, although I could argue Trunda should be in there. But she's not quite top 10 because while she provides damage, doesn't provide a whole lot of utility outside of the arena to me. She is a great arena champion. So Knight, Revenant, I didn't have any in there either that were non-void. Dark Elves, there was a few I was choosing from who I would say top 10, Ray, Xavier, Vizier. I went with the one I thought would actually be the most game-changing for someone's account. Now, Ray and Xavier could be pretty game-changing, actually. But I thought Vizier was the most game-changing, even though he's a little bit of a one-trick pony as well, because his main thing is Clan Boss. But he's so good in Clan Boss and so amazing. He will literally take you from not being able to do much on Clan Boss, not being able to get as much damage as you want, to just pumping out damage with the rest of your team because of this 3-hitter that has a chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn, which you can book up to a 50% chance. So you're going to get Giant Slayer procs out of that, plus you're going to get a bunch of debuffs extended. So you're going to fill up the bar real quick with all kind of poisons and be able to just get as much damage as you can. And he does have some extra utility, although that's not his main thing, but he has a block buffs, debuff, a decreased attack, and a heal reduction he can place. Could use him in Fire Knight. Debuff spread, where he can actually take 2 random debuffs from the target and place them on all enemies, which is kind of cool. Perfect Veil for 3 turns if the target's under 2 or more debuffs, and then a Perfect Veil for 2 turns at the start of each round, ally attack in dungeons by 34%. So he is my top 10. Those are my top 10, actually. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to look at the comment picker thingamajigger here. All right. So here we go. I am actually going to be cutting and pasting as we go through here. So, bear with me 1 second here. All right, there we go. So anyway, cut and paste time. Here we go. We're going to start it off. If they didn't have their player ID in there. Okay, Barrick Xer. All right, well, you didn't get Bad L. You got 540 gems. All right, so I am just going to do this before I forget. I know you guys don't want to watch that, but whatever. I got to do it because I got to get these people their gems. So this is these are the people getting gems. Woo! All right, now let's do the next thing. So we got the next one. Pick another winner. All right, it's 5. 5 winners right here. Oh, my. Oh, and that's random, dude. That is random. My darkest secrets are revealed to the world. Nick's been one of my great supporters forever. A lot of you guys might know him as Exis, so he's a super cool guy. Good job, man. Congrats, bro. I appreciate the support always, and I'm glad you actually won. We can see I'm doing this live on video. This actually was completely legit. All right, here we go. I was super tempted to pull the shards, but seeing it like kind of, well, there you go. You didn't get lucky with, well, you didn't pull the shards, so actually you were a smart one. You were lucky because of that. And then actually, you've now got 540 gems as well. So, congratulations to you. That is awesome. All right, we got 2 more to go. All right, so second to last one here. Come on. Oh, thanks, man. Dustin Greenhow. I don't know how to say that. Greenhale? All right, all right. There we go. Very good, man. Awesome, bro. All right. And the last one. Thankfully, I'm saying this there. So far, everyone put their ID in like I asked them to, so it was actually much smoother. And everyone did it. Noob Dad Gaming. Well, congratulations if you are a Noob Dad. I know the drill. I have 3. Oh, and you pulled a Mortar Macab too. I actually remember commenting on that with you. Mortar Macab is actually okay. I wish Peril would unlock more. Anyway, so that's going to be it for the video. Again, if you're hanging out, if you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be doing a heck of a lot more Raid Shadow Legends videos because we have this challenge coming up at the end of this week or the middle of this week. So expect me to see more. If it is Monday and you're watching this video, I'm going to be doing a test stream on Twitch on Monday night. Most likely it's going to be around 9-ish. It's going to be around 9, so it's not perfect timing on that one. It's a test stream. Just come hang out. I want to see if I can get things cranking again. So that will be end of the video. Thank you so much for checking it out. Again, like and subscribe. I'll be back soon. Cheers.